The following program contains scenes and language of a frank and explicit nature. Viewer discretion is advised.
This is The Loud List, where our random, rowdy, and raunchy band of misfits create top 10 lists of life's most insane shit. Be scared. Nothing is off limits. So congratulations.
You just made the list!
I'm the music god, CJ Plain, and this is another stupid, crazy edition of The Loud List. Over here, we have the amazing Harley. She is here to do another list because, you know, she's part of the loud crowd and the rotating cast of insane people that are crazy enough to come on here. What are we doing tonight?
We are doing the GOAT of female singers.
Oh, yes, we are. Greatest all-time female singers. So, as always, you know, it's going to be a partial list of greatest, and it's going to be a partial list of favorites. At least mine is. I still think mine is a list of greatest, but there's a couple that people
All
like
that
to
matters
consider.
is if they're great, like your opinion.
Right. So before we start, for those of you that have never listened before or don't know who this lady is, she's going to introduce herself and give you a rundown on some of the other cool stuff she does to keep herself off the most wanted list.
Well, I am Harley from the Asylum with Harley and Joker, and as of here lately, I've also been on Pair or Normal Guys and the Big Chat talking about Big Brother, and we do a lot of different variety of shows. Come check us out. You might be entertained.
Good chance of that. Today we are doing the greatest female singers. Eventually we are going to get around to the male singers. And we have a few other cool things coming up. We have a pop punk one coming up that I'm very excited about. I created a list of 21 pop punk records that I love and adore. They're the lesser knowns. There are no Good Charlotte's, Green Days, No Effects, Bowling for Soup, or anything like that on the list. These are all records that came out between 91 and recently that are lesser known bands that everyone should have in their collection. And we're going to break that list up into either 2 or 3 shows and have at-length discussions about these records, good, bad, ugly, and everything in between. And that will probably lead into the debut of the new show because we're retiring the Noise Report. And it is going to be replaced with a brand new show called The Mosh Pit Manifesto, where we're going to discuss all things punk and metal, but no baby metal and no Ghost, because fuck those bands. And I say that with my whole chest. I do not like those bands. So, with that said, Miss Harley, come on, Holly. Honorable mentions. Do you have any honorable mentions?
I do.
All right, give me 1 second. Let me get my list certificated. Okay, who do you got? Honorable mention.
I actually have, hold on, let me see, make sure I didn't. I have 7.
That's okay.
Okay, I have Celine Dion, Beyonce, Selena, Avril Lavigne,
Beyonce, Selena. I forgot Selena. Damn.
Avril Lavigne, Pink, Amy Winehouse, and Tina Turner.
Like Tina. Cool. So I did not put Selena or Beyonce on mine because I refuse. Selena, I forgot. I just missed Selena, and that's my bad because definitely probably
That woman would have been up there more than Shakira and all that if she would have lived.
Avril, Pink definitely with serious consideration. I don't have her on my list, but I don't disagree with that one.
Pink does so much for charity and everything on top of like the acrobatics that she puts into her shows. It's crazy. Like I've seen her like clips of her before she prepares for a show. She literally lays on her back and has someone stand on her stomach to while she's singing to get that feel of the harness on.
I mean, she's a monster singer in and of
Yes.
just on singing ability alone.
But then you throw in all the acrobatics that
Right.
she does on top of it. That woman is amazing.
Yeah, I would
And
say just, you know,
and Amy Winehouse, she had that deep, soulful voice that if she wouldn't have died, she would have been up there too. Like, because all the songs that she has already, they're really, I love listening to them.
yeah, I wasn't really an Amy fan, but I
Well,
didn't
I
really
wasn't
get
at the
enough of her.
time, and I wasn't when she first came out, but as I've gotten older and started listening to her music more, some of it resides with me.
Well, I understand. I didn't really hear enough of Amy to make a decision one way or not. What I heard, I didn't like, but again, music, it's subjective. So, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say whatever.
Got me in a little tiny box.
Tina, definitely. My honorable mentions are going to be two very well known singers and two that probably would have made my list if not for, a couple other things. First one is female singer named Beth Hart. For those of you that have ever heard Beth, Beth is she's like a blues rock type singer. Does a lot of stuff with Joe Bonamassa. And
Do
Beth
you
is
mean to have me in a little tiny box above you?
do what?
Do you mean to have me in a little tiny box above you?
You're side by side on my screen.
Yeah, I don't know how to fix that on mine.
I'd say it must be on your end. Say you're side by side on mine. So I have Beth Hart. Next one I have is Stevie Nicks.
There we go. I fixed it.
Third one I have is Nina Simone. I had a feeling Nina may not come up, so I had to have her on there because as cranky as she was known to be as a person, Nina was badass. And then the fourth person on my honorable mention is Ann Wilson from Heart. And Ann didn't make my list because there were two people that I forgot when I made the list. And I was just like, I'm sorry, these two are above Ann for me. So if you've never heard Beth Hart, go listen to her because Beth is a fucking beast of a singer, man. She is such a badass. she's like the blues rock version of Pink, basically. Like literally, if Pink performed Stevie Ray Vaughan style songs, she would be Beth Hart, basically. So, Beth is just a complete fucking badass. Still one of the best concerts I've ever seen. Number 10.
Okay, my number 10 is Aretha Franklin. And I don't really have to go into detail why I have her because she is amazing. Like, just her in general.
Yeah. I don't have Aretha on my list, but mainly because I have four soul singers that I think maybe didn't sell as many records as Aretha, but I think they are better than Aretha. Two came before, two came after. Well, let me say, two came before, one came after, and one was during her time. Number 10 for me, first name I thought of when I thought greatest female singers, the name that popped into my head immediately was Pat Benatar. I adore Pat and Neil. They are such an amazing couple. And Pat is another one. When you listen to her greatest hits, you kind of realize you know way more Pat Benatar than you realize you actually know. You don't think about how many of her songs you actually know, but there's a lot of hits there. So that is number 10 for me. Number 9.
Whitney Houston.
You got all the people I left off my list.
And do I need to say why I picked Whitney
No,
Houston?
I mean,
Whitney Houston is just the way she was able to hold those notes. I mean,
yeah.
And her voice and her words to her songs, they always hit you.
No, I had 5 particular singers that I left off my list because of the very thing that they were pop stars. It's really what they were. But to me, they were kind of one-dimensional pop stars. And that's really what they did. There wasn't finesse to them.
Yeah.
Celine is one. Whitney was one. Beyonce was one. And there's 2 others that, to me, they're just pop stars, and beyond pop stars, that's just kind of what they are. Whereas the other singers were they had the range and the style and the flair and so much more than just that. So, but I mean, I get to where obviously 99% of people are going to make a list and are going to have Aretha and Whitney on it because it's kind of common sense, and I'm just difficult and different. So, number 9 for me was one of your honorable mentions. I had Tina Turner at number 9, just because Tina was a complete and utter badass, beautiful, soulful, strong, a fighter right up until the very end, man. And the fact that she was married to a white boy for 40 years, that was another cool.
Yeah.
She was so amazing. Like all the shit she went through in the early years to come out the other side and be just a force of nature, So I love that. I broke my heart when she passed, but a lot of good years and a lot of living in the years that Tina had. So number 8.
I have Cher because I mean, even
Yeah.
with as old as she is still she just still goes on tour. She's still performing, and for as old as she is, she still looks amazing.
I mean, Cher is. I don't disagree with Cher. Maybe not so much as a singer as a performer and an entertainer, but when you put the three of them, Cher can definitely sing, obviously, and very beautiful, hell of an entertainer and performer, an actress. So I can't disagree with Cher. Number 8 for me is my favorite female singer, or I'm sorry, my favorite female country singer. And she was one of the people that I added kind of late. Number 8 for me is Alison Krauss. Alison is, to me, what I consider to be a perfect vocalist. She never oversings. She never undersings. She just has this natural ability to know exactly where she has to be within a song, and it's just, she's like a bird, man. She's always like tone perfect, pitch perfect, never too emotional, but never under emotional. Just, just an amazing, amazing voice. And I wish I had like 1/1000th of her singing ability. So Alison Krauss, number 8 for me. Number 7.
Patsy Cline.
There you go.
Because started she started it for all female country singers.
Yes.
So that right there makes her a goat because she started and made it less struggle for the other female singers coming up in the business for the country singers. She went through all that struggle to become what she is now. Well, legend wise.
So we will discuss Patsy more because she is higher on my list. Number 7 for me, I know it's a name that the majority of people are not going to put on their list, but I've seen this woman multiple times. She ranks right up there with Queen Latifah as a woman that I would crawl through glass for. Gorgeous, fucking a voice from hell, man. I mean, this woman can sing. And Shaka Khan.
I was going to put her on there.
I fucking love Shaka Khan. I was a fan of Shaka before she did the Prince song, but that just made me love her more because it pushed her outside of her box that she was known for, of being soul and reggae. To do a Prince song and to do it well was very cool. Shaka, man, another one for those of you that have never had the pleasure of seeing this woman sing live. She is a powerhouse. She can take the roof off the place if she puts her back into it. Few of the best shows that I've ever seen live have been Shaka Khan shows. So she's my number 7. Number 6.
Paula Abdul.
Okay. I saw her name floating around and, not anyone I considered, but she has her moment.
Okay, I grew up in
Right.
the 80s. I was born in the 80s, grew up in the 90s, and that was my mother's go-to for every mood was Paula Abdul.
Right. No, I'm not knocking any choice. I'm just saying.
Oh, I've got a few on here you probably have no clue who are.
Well,
one of them, possibly.
number 6 for me, probably the greatest jazz singer of all time, at least in my opinion. A woman who was often imitated, very rarely ever duplicated. Only a couple female singers I've seen be able to really follow her. Number 6 for me is Ella Fitzgerald. Never got to see Ella live, obviously, but you go back and watch her perform. She had a voice, man. Like she was almost like the jazz version of Patsy Cline. Like when she went up in that register, man, she could blow the lights out, and she'd be like, and it's like, damn, like, go, sister, go. So that's my number 6. Number 5.
My number 5, she is new to the whole. Hold on, I think a child's coming. Okay, she's not new, but she started out very young, and when she broke away from Disney, because she started with Disney. When she broke away from Disney, she became the sexy pop icon that she is now. And with her being as young as she has come a very far way in a short amount of time with all of the albums that she's released and the number one hit. She is on the top Billboard chart as of right now. It is Sabrina Carpenter.
I was gonna say, are you talking Ariana Grande or are you talking Sabrina Carpenter?
Because she specifically changed her image because she was on the Enchanted this oh my gosh, what is the name of it? The show with the Disney villains, children, Disenchanted
uh,
or something like
yeah,
that. But
Disenchanted, I think
she
it was.
started that and she's done other Disney shows. She said personally she had to change her image because that wasn't who she wanted to be. And then, like, she had released songs while she was under Disney contract, and they were more tame and laid back. But once she stepped out of that limelight, she blew up.
Right.
And
Um,
now, like, she's big.
right, right.
And I honestly see her going very far because
She could.
of her.
She's still got plenty of time, Doug.
Yeah, because she's still young, so she's still got a long way to go.
Number 5 on my list, following, I don't know if she came before or after or during the same time, but following in the footsteps of Ella Fitzgerald, I have Etta James. And Etta was another one that, blow the lights out in the place. Kind of the jazz type singer. And that closes out because my top four are four of the most badass women to ever walk that to a stage. And three of the four are just completely different stages, but Etta James is number 5. And I have a feeling at least one of my top 4 is in your top 4. But number 4.
Okay, my number 4 is she's a young girl too. Her name is Alexandra Kay. And this girl started out on TikTok and she was singing Randy Travis's songs while making coffee. And she now is performing in a lot of her new songs that she has come out with. She's done through, like, she's gone through a divorce and she's wrote songs about this divorce, and like they've really, really, really hit hard with me because of the situation I'm going through. And this girl has done duets with Randy Travis because she's that good. I mean, Randy Travis doesn't, and this is with him being in the way he is now. He's done these duets with her in his current state. So that's a lot there. If Randy Travis is duetting and singing with you in your videos, and so this girl, and she's really good country singer, and
Right.
she's gonna go a
I've seen
long way.
I've seen her videos. I adore Randy. One of the first shows I saw live was Randy before he was ever famous, and just what a funny, awesome guy he is. And
I mean, and you know how he is. Like, he
Yeah.
doesn't just do performances with just anybody. And for him to
I mean,
do it with this girl,
I mean, he can't technically sing, but he's got the guy that sings sort of for him that he tours with, and he comes out on stage and sort of sits there and, narrates and different things. And I love that even in the state he is, that
he still tries to be
he
involved.
still has that personality. Like, you see the smile, you see that he's loving being there, man, and that he's
Yeah,
100%
he's not
present.
giving up. And then the fact that he's doing this with her, like
Yeah.
she opened a coffee shop because that's how she started was
Hmm.
doing singing while making coffee. Well, she
Right.
opened her own coffee shop in Nashville, and sure enough, Randy Travis is right there the day of her opening.
I love that. Number 4 for me, and I know you have her higher, and I probably would have if not for the 3 above her. Number 4, I have Dolly Parton.
No, she's not on this list, but she should have been. But
Oh man, I'm shocked. I have
I
Dolly
know.
just because it's Dolly,
Don't need to
and
say more.
it's Dolly. And for anyone that says, you don't have Whitney Houston on your list, remember that Whitney's biggest hit was technically a Dolly Parton song. So Whitney's not half the star that Whitney is without Dolly Parton. So, and there's a whole lot of other singers that made their fortune, both male and female, off of being involved with Dolly in some form as a duet, as a singing
Well,
partner.
that's like Celine Dion's song. Oh, I can't think of the name of it right now. The one where the guy gets in the motorcycle wreck and she's singing about the "When You Touch Me Like This," that one.
Yeah, that's a Meatloaf song.
That
It's a
yeah,
Jim Steinman
exactly. That
song.
was from Meatloaf,
Yeah, it's Jim Steinman. It's actually a Jim Steinman song.
but it was wrote for me.
That song was actually written for Bonnie Tyler, the one who does Total Eclipse of the Heart. And Bonnie, who is another singer who did not make my list, barely, because most people only know Bonnie for Total Eclipse of the Heart, don't realize that Bonnie is sort of the Irish version of Celine. She has a monster goddamn voice. If
I
you
mean, Celine Dion's on my list, my honorable mentions, and I
yeah,
love her except for the Titanic song. That's the only
yeah,
one of her songs that I cannot. Nope.
yeah. So I'll challenge anybody, if you want to hear a singer who isn't mentioned nearly enough other than for that song that she's known for, go back, check out Bonnie Tyler's like catalog of music. She's got some songs on there that will absolutely rip the doors off the joint. Like, when she gets it, she's like the female Meatloaf. Like, I mean, she can go. So
But Meatloaf actually did record that song.
yeah. Well, yeah, he had his version. Bonnie recorded. So Making Love Out of Nothing at All by Air Supply was actually written for Bonnie as well. Bonnie didn't like it. Or no, it was recorded for Bonnie. Bonnie wanted to change the words to it. Jim Steinman said, no, I don't want the words changed. So he gave it to Air Supply. And then about 5 years after it became a hit, he recanted and let Bonnie record her version of it, which was longer. She wanted to add words to it. So she has like an 8.5, almost 9-minute version of the song with like 2 extra verse and chorus in it. So the 3 of those artists, between Air Supply, Meatloaf, and Bonnie Tyler, sort of recorded each other's songs in multiple ways, with Jim Steinman sort of being the ringleader in all of it. And what was weird is Jim was a phenomenal singer in his own right, but because he was gay at that time, he sort of chose not to have his life broadcast because he didn't want to be Elton John. It was basically what he said in an interview: I didn't want to turn into Elton John. I didn't want to be known as the gay singer. So I just chose to write the songs and let people perform them and interpret them in their way. And I get that totally at the time, like not wanting to be typecast as the, gay Broadway guy, even though you really listen to the songs, kind of fucking obvious that I probably wasn't straight. I mean, you're not writing these big bombastic love songs if you're a straight like beach type guy, you know. David Hasselhoff isn't writing these fucking songs. Let's put it that way. But anyways, Dolly Parton, I have it number 4 because she's just phenomenal, and she's Dolly, and you know, just is there a female who is more charismatic and spirited than that woman, man? Like she's just undelible, you know, unflappable. She's like, she's kind of got that same spirit Ronald Reagan had. And again, I'm not saying you agree or disagree with Ronald Reagan, but they had that spirit. Like no matter what you say to them, you could try to say something rude or cross or whatever. She's going to turn it into a joke, and she's going to disarm you with that charisma and that humor. So no matter, you know, you could try to be a dick to Dolly, but Dolly's just going to fucking make you look like a fool by spinning it into a joke or a backhanded comment or something. So she's really not the one you want to play with, you know, and I love that. Number 3, who you got at number 3?
I have Lady Gaga because that woman, she's she goes and does all her performances, and she's a big mental health advocate because she has her mental health issues, and like you never know what to expect from her because she's she's unique, and I've seen her perform just regular and without all the extravagant stuff, and I've seen her extravagant stuff, and I love her absolutely.
I will admit to not being a fan of her before I saw the movie. I'm much more impressed with her after seeing her perform in the movie. So, yeah, we'll leave it at that. Number 3 for me, I have Patsy Cline. Because as you stated, kind of country music on the female side kind of all starts with Patsy Cline. Were there people before Patsy? Sure. Were there mega stars like Patsy before? No. Were there tons of them after Patsy? Yes. Patsy paved the way for Loretta Lynn, for Tammy Wynette, for, you know,
Reba,
Dolly, for Katie
all of
Lang,
them, for
for
everyone.
Reba, all of them, you know. Leanne Rimes made her name on a song that was originally supposed to be a Patsy Cline song that Patsy didn't record because she died before she could. So when you listen to Leanne Rimes sing Blue, remember that would have been a mega hit for Patsy Cline had Patsy Cline not crashed and burned in the plane. So short, sweet, simple. You know, anyone that disagrees, you don't know country music. It's just that simple. And I won't argue with you about it. Number 2.
I have Reba McEntire as my number 2.
Okay. Not a lot of need to explain that one. Beautiful, funny, supremely talented with one of the most wicked tongues.
I mean, not only is she a great country singer, she's a great actress.
Yeah,
I just, her in general, her personality, her attitude, everything.
yeah. That's why I said, dude. One of the most wicked tongues, man. Like her comebacks and her insults are like just legendary. I love her. I love her acting. Like I've never seen her play a role that wasn't just so perfect for her.
Like she's in that new show that just came out here
Happy Smith.
recently. Yes, and I started watching it because I don't like watching shows until all the episodes are there so I could binge watch it. Because I
Mhm.
hate watching something and then have to wait till next week if I'm interested in it. So I've started watching it, and it reminds me a lot of Reba because it's got a lot of the same
Yeah.
cast in it, and I absolutely loved Reba and just her in general. She is amazing.
I was really disappointed. I finally last year got around to watching Shameless. And I was really disappointed that they didn't work her into the storyline somewhere. I just kept watching that show thinking, God, Reba would be so perfect for a character on this show, you know. And considering what's his face, you know, was one of the main stars and a
I
couple
know,
of
but
others.
he played the gangster, and I, d- I couldn't see her being in that show because of I love Shameless. Like Shameless is one of my go-tos that I'll go back and rewatch, and I've watched so many times. But I couldn't see her playing a role in that because it's too raunchy of a show for her.
I could have saw her playing like a like a probation officer for like Carl when Carl got out of juvie, or like just even like a one-off thing, like one of the
Just a
times like
walk
Frank,
on
yeah, like one of the times Frank went into Social
when
Security to try to scam them.
or
Reba,
when CPS came out to check on the kids, her be the CPS
yeah,
person.
just I'm not saying like a major role, but just sort of like a one-off thing where you would have got that sort of comedic value of her going head to head with Frank, or her going head to head with Carl, or her going head to head with, one of them, in the sense of whatever, like I just, there was a couple of times, a couple little spots where I was like, okay, this would have been a perfect spot to have Reba sort of be, like right there.
Yeah.
So number two for me, I know this is a name that most people are going to miss. I think she's one of the best goddamn female singers of all time. I adore her. She's gorgeous. And she has a voice that could damn near knock the moon out of the sky. My number two is Sarah Brightman. Sarah is, I know Sarah is known for Phantom of the Opera. She's known for Cats. She's known for, Broadway. But if you've ever really listened to Sarah sing outside of Broadway, she is a pop star in her own right. She repoed the Genetic Opera. This woman has a range that is just damn near alien. I mean, and just gets more beautiful as she gets older. Like, it's amazing. Like, the older she gets, you just see her and you're like, okay, like you're aging in reverse. Like, you're getting more beautiful as you get older than you were when you were younger. Like, I don't know what it is about Sarah Brightman, but I adore Sarah Brightman, and Jim Crawford as well, or John Crawford, whatever his name is. Michael Crawford, that's his name. The other one who played with her in Phantom of the Opera. He's another
Yeah.
one. Those two sing together. All right, there. Yeah. Let's just call it music. So we're down to number one. Who do you got? Greatest of all time.
Okay,
Number
so my number one is who I consider her my queen. And you had her on your list further down. My number one is Stevie Nicks.
okay.
I am a huge, huge, huge Stevie Nicks fan. Like, I was born in the wrong era of music. And so her when she was with Fleetwood Mac, and all the songs like that they wrote together, and the hidden innuendos in there, and
Yeah.
all of it. And
Yeah.
then when she went off and was touring on her own, I still loved her. Like, Stevie Nicks is my queen.
I don't disagree with you there.
Like, when she went on American Horror Story, that was amazing.
Yeah. Like, I love Stevie.
Like,
I, I
Silver Springs, she wrote that for the guitarist that she was having an affair with at that time. Well, the affair had ended, but that song, like, there's a live performance where she is specifically singing this song, and you could see the daggers coming from that woman's eyes to him when she says, "I will follow you down." And yes, that
So getting back on track, so we can wrap this up and I can do what I need to do before I have to record another show.
yeah, I've
Um,
got another one at 9 o'clock too.
my number one probably shouldn't come as a surprise to anybody. I mention this woman all the time. One of the women that I would crawl naked through glass for. Absolutely the greatest female singer of all time for me. Better than Aretha. I think more personality than Aretha. She is known for her antics, but also her cooking, and her entourage is so amazing. I've actually got to meet this woman and sit down and actually eat with her. I have a whole story involving Arby's. And my number one, Patti LaBelle. I fucking love Patti LaBelle. I've seen Patti LaBelle a dozen times live. She has never not managed to completely level the joint. Saw her and Luther Vandross together a number of those times. And man, when her and Luther got on stage together, it was unlike anything you've ever seen or heard. those two connected just on a different wavelength, and they could sing. And even as a white boy standing in the middle of an audience that was 98%, African American, you still just fall into that groove, man. When Patty sings, it's like nothing you've ever heard. The woman is an absolute fucking national treasure. And the only thing I haven't heard that I would absolutely pay a fortune worth of things to see is I would love to hear a song with Patty and Dolly together. Patty and Dolly together would just.
Those tickets would be just like.
Now, we did get to see Dolly and Queen Latifah together, which is damn near as good when they did the movie together. The only thing I kept thinking to myself that whole movie, the only thing this movie is missing is Patti LaBelle. Like, if Patti could have been in that movie, that would have just been the shit. Like, that movie was fucking badass. But anywho, that is the greatest all-time female singers. I think we covered pretty much everybody that should or could be on a list, minus maybe the only name I'm really seeing on here that I think somebody might have added would be Mariah Carey.
I can't stand that woman.
I'm not a Mariah fan myself. Now,
that screech, no.
Yeah. So can you make an argument for her? Sure. You can make an argument. Do I want to ever hear her sing again? No. I don't think anybody wants to hear her sing again. That's why we have the whole Christmas song challenge thing of how long can you go without hearing Mariah Carey, So, yeah. With that said, be well, treat each other with kindness, and remember that music heals.